Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Cancerians, as you guys know, I've been moving all this week, so I didn't get to do any videos for the first chunk of this week because I was busy hauling furnitures and all that. So anyway, thank you for your patience, but it means that we missed our Tuesday Cancerian video, and so to kind of make it up to you guys, I wanted to jump on even though it is Friday night. And so let's go ahead and get into this. Hi, Moon Pony. So the other thing is, last night when I was doing one of the collective messages, we had a North Node card pop out, and I said, okay, in honor of that, let's make sure, knowing that on Friday I was going to do every single zodiac, I said, let me also integrate at the end of each zodiac a little message for the North Node placement. So just stick around to the end if you want to hear that, and we'll do a North Node message as well. Okay, but for this first part, what I wanted to do was take a look at, as we are kind of like entering into kind of the final push for this year. I mean, we still have a nice chunk of time, of course, but it might be wise perhaps to start thinking about, what is there during the end of this year to start organizing, structuring, putting in order so that we can wrap up or give attention to. So hi, Violet. Hi, Belle and V. So great to see you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Belle and V, I'm so honored you're here. So something to wrap up. We have Ace of Wands, we have Ace of Cups, we have Justice. Something maybe not even to wrap up, but to give attention to so it can be, sorted out, it can be considered, and it can be put where it belongs. This actually says, if Cancer has had a feeling of deep unfairness, and I mean the Justice to me when it's upright says there has been an injustice. If Cancer gave the best of themselves, they wanted someone, something, this could be somebody who lived in a, excuse me, and that weird tickle in my throat. Somebody who lived in a particular like big city, or they had like the perfect place and they really loved where they were at and everything was awesome, but then they feel like they got cheated out of it, or they were in love with somebody and gave the best of themselves. All I can say is this was something personal. This was something that Cancer both wanted and cherished, and then it seems like they felt as if they got a raw deal. I don't know if somebody came in and swept it right out from under them, whether it was a job, whether it was I was supposed to get that corner office. I've worked here longer. How come this new person got it? Or, something like that. I've always loved that particular floor of that building. How come I didn't get to move into that apartment? It could be something where it's like, I thought that was slated for me because I really wanted it. How come something cheated me out of it? That is a hard thing to be like, okay, well, let me just let go of that. I mean, I think Cancers will have to feel their feels, right? But for Cancer's own like well-being, I can understand this is with the Five of Swords in the reverse. Let go of anger surrounding something, especially anger over an injustice, simply because when the karmic justice card comes in, it means the universe is handling it. So as much as it's really hard and really unfair, and I'm like irritated on behalf of Cancer right now, I can understand why it's like, okay, but Cancer, give it to the universe to sort out. We have a Four of Cups. It almost feels like Cancer has to, well, I know it's an armadillo instead of a crab, but you know how Cancer can pull into their little crab shell and protect themselves. And an armadillo, it literally means like little armored one. Um, it, that's a protective mechanism against disappointment or feeling of loss. It almost seems like withdrawing from something that was making Cancer feel angry and withdrawing from it instead of saying, but I wanted it so much and this is so unfair. It says, hang on, withdraw from that feeling of disappointment and unfairness and protect yourself against that feeling, because the universe is going to work something out. And let me just say this. The universe has a way of like looking around the corner and being like, I fucking saw that. Like the universe has a way. The universe to me sometimes gets sassy like I do, because I don't like it when my characters don't get treated fair. And I instantly want to like jump up and protect them. And this is one of those moments where the universe doesn't like it either. And universe fucking saw that. Whoever just cheated If there was some Libra, if somebody took, Cancer's love and didn't give him something back, or if somebody, slid on in and stole something right out from under Cancer that was supposed to be theirs, that they'd worked hard for, that they loved, that they deserved. The universe is like, I fucking saw that, and I'm not about to let that go. Cancer, you just don't worry about it. I got your back. And I'm sending you something so much better. And I'm laughing because that's exactly how I would want to settle the score for Cancer too. I would be like, oh, really? They took that corner office. Well, darling, you get the penthouse then. They took that particular, you were just hoping to get some corner apartment. No, you're getting the penthouse. And by the way, it'll be cheaper than the corner apartment was. Like, that's what I would do to try to fix it for Cancer too. I would want it to be better and then some than what was unfairly taken. And that's what it says. Like, the universe will settle this score, but I think things are going to work out so much better for Cancer. If this was about a lover, if somebody came along and, lured Cancer's lover away, or Cancer had the misfortune of having a lover that wasn't playing fair with them. I mean, on one hand, I always think, if my lover can be lured away, then you can have them. They're meant to be with you, not me anyway. I'm not really one who thinks that I should be in competition. It's like, you should know what you want. And if it ain't me, then please move on. I don't want anybody wasting my time when they'd rather be elsewhere. And so to me, it's like, get gone as fast as possible, because you're taking up, there's this great song that totally summarizes that. And it's, you're taking up another man's good space. And it's a blues song, obviously. And, I just always loved it because it was such a strong statement. You want to cheat? Well, darling, you're taking up another man's good space. Get the hell on out of here. I got better coming in my way, and I just always loved that. And it just feels like with this Emperor, that's exactly what we have coming in. Maybe there's an inconsistent lover. Who cares? They weren't even an emperor. The Emperor is up ahead. So it just feels like, for as painful as this storyline looks, as painful as what Cancer has gone through, as unfair as it's been, this says Cancer's not going to care at all pretty soon, because they've got something so much better. Whether it's a better boss or meeting the person that they actually would consider marriage material, it's going to be made right. We have something much more mature, much more suited to Cancer. Masculine, feminine, doesn't matter, but an Emperor is nothing to trifle with. We got a 7 of Pentacles. This has been... and I hate to say it this way, but Cancer was actually trapped for a period of time without knowing it. And this is a total blessing. Whatever was stolen or taken out from underneath Cancer, I think Cancer is going to discover a little bit later, because we have this Black Widow coming, right? And a Black Widow caught all these things in her net. And she's going to come and eat these things up. I would much rather have Cancer out of Dodge. I almost feel like, let's say, for example, Cancer was slated for, I should have been next in line for specific office, and instead it was given to somebody else. Okay, fine. But what if it turns out on the other side of that fabulous office, they start doing construction, and there's the endless grinding sounds that would be so disruptive that you can barely even sit there and deal with it. Or they say you can have the office, but we're also going to put in a cubby, and you're going to work in the same space as somebody else who eats tuna fish every day for lunch. And it's like, oh my God, all I smell is tuna in my office space now. That could be a living nightmare. So whoever swindled something out from underneath Cancer, or let's say this is a lover and they chose somebody else and did it in a not very nice way, let me tell you, they're the ones who are trapped in somebody else's web. Thank God Cancer did not end up still with that person, or they didn't get that perfect office, because there's something really wrong and poisonous about it, because we've got the Black Widow. Someone else is stuck, and it isn't going to be Cancer. And I just feel like, I know I sound very vindictive right now, and I don't mean to, but that's the way the balancing of the universe works. It's like somebody thinks they get away with something and cheats another person out of it. And it's like, you win stupid prizes when you play stupid games. So you want to do cheating. You might think you got away with something at the beginning, but it's not probably going to work out too well, because you got it in a dirty way. And I just kind of feel like maybe Cancer doesn't even need to know that, but it just says over time, Cancer is actually going to discover that anyway. And this is just kind of like, maybe that helps Cancer to let something go even now. We have an 8 of Cups. Yeah, it's about being able to walk away and say, you know what? Even if I was swindled out of something, I'm going to hold my head up and I'm just going to walk away in silence. There's nothing stronger than letting things go. No fuss, no muss. Okay, so you fixed the fight. It's unfair, but you know what? You go right on ahead. I'm literally not going to sink to that level of arguing or anything like that. I'm just going to exit stage left with my grace. And it just kind of looks like that's the much better way to exit and trust that the universe has Cancer's back. And we already saw, not only does the universe have Cancerians back, but somebody or something so much better is on the horizon. I mean, definitely, if there's a choice, always pick the emperor. Always pick the emperor or the empress. If the universe is like, okay, so you could either have somebody back that's untrustworthy, or you could have something new that's 10,000 times better. What would you prefer? And it's like, yes, thank you. I'll accept the emperor, even if first I had to lose this other situation in a painful way. Find out somebody is not truthful. I would rather deal with that and know the truth and then move on and find better. So I really think that, as tough as this moment sounds, this is what Cancerian is wrapping up over the end of the year. I think the reason this has been such a kind of like an intense little message is just because I think Cancer already has been dealing with the loss of something that was sad. And this is that turning point where it's like, oh, it's not sad anymore. I think this is what Cancer is not even wrestling with. I think that this is what they're like being enlightened to over this next little chunk of time. Okay, do we have anything else? Yale Roman, you are so sweet. Oh my God. Yale, thank you, Angel. You know, that makes 4 for you now, too. You have four times that you can type card, Yale, and I will delightedly pull a little storytelling, some little fictional storytelling for you. AJ's Bare Feet, Shell Hamilton, you guys are both members now, courtesy of Yale Rubin, gifting you memberships. Yale, you are so sweet. And what that means, you guys, of course, is that you can now tap on into the members corner. So there's a playlist called Members. If you check that out, you'll notice every Monday I post a members only video. And at the beginning of each one of those members videos, I kind of like explain how the members segment works. And so Monday is Members Day, but we do little extra things over there. So I don't want you guys to miss out. So just so you guys know, Shell and AJ's Bare Feet, you now have access to that. So amazing, you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're too sweet. So other things that we may have to consider or to release before the end of the year, or welcome before the end of the year, is Ace of Cups. It's nice because we had the Ace of Cups already in this story, and we have it again, but we have a bird flying in bringing peace. I feel like this kind of fits in already with the story that we've already had. 8 of Swords. This is actually a great message, though. It says, I'm hearing that song, but if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. That song just popped into my head, but I don't actually think it's applicable. But since it popped in, I'm going to say it out loud anyway, because and the eagle flies with the dove. But if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. So that's like singing like 99 bottles of beer on the wall. You know how it gets stuck in your head? Like that song's going to be stuck in my head all night. I'm so sorry about just singing something repetitious or saying lyrics that are repetitious like that. But I will say, where our character belongs is right where they are. They're not actually stuck. They're in a place where they can get their bearings. And I think that that's the other message. I don't think Cancer is stuck at all. I think that where they're at is where they're supposed to be. Even if it's like, well, I don't see any change at the moment. And it's like, maybe Cancer has to be in this place. Maybe even the way things ended, if somebody treated Cancer unfairly and they didn't get the thing that should have been theirs or that they thought was supposed to be theirs. Maybe this is part of the blessing, is that when the bottom drops out of our world sometimes, we think that we've lost everything, and instead it turns out that we are plopped right into the hands of the divine, and the divine goes, excellent, I needed to move you over here, or I needed you right here so that this particular emperor can come flying, soaring into your world. So maybe Cancer is right where they're supposed to be, and making peace with that, and also like discovering that right where they are, I feel like somebody lives in a nicer place than they think they do. Maybe sometimes we get disgruntled with everything in life all at once, but if we pause and start to look at our own environment with different eyes, it's like, wait a second, I love this. This is beautiful. I love where I'm at. I, kind of had forgotten. I got malcontent for a little bit, but I'm falling back in love with where I'm at, and I feel less stuck and more like blessed. Now I'm hearing from Popeye, sweet, sweet haven. God must love us, for why else would he strand us here where the air is nice and clear? Sweet, sweet haven. I always loved that little song. And that's from the movie version of Popeye. They turned it into a musical with Robin Williams. It was fantastic. All right, now let's turn our attention to the North Node in Cancer. So again, I'm not an astrologer, so bear that in mind. But I've always loved the concepts of North and South Node a little bit more than Sun, Moon, Rising, because there's different ways to interpret things, of course, but the one that I latch on to because I like it more is the idea that the North Node is kind of what we're striving to evolve into in this lifetime, whereas the South Node is the stuff we already came into this lifetime with, memories of, or, like the kind of like natural talents, natural aptitudes, the things that we are aware of in life. That's coming from our South Node. The North Node is what we're here to evolve into. So for Cancer North Node, it's very much like the energy of home, the energy of family, the energy of like building bonds, and particular emphasis put on like, when I say home and family, to me, I have a very different interpretation of that, of those words. I think family is who we pick up in our life that we put under the umbrella of our protection. They can be strangers that we come to like adore. It doesn't matter if it's blood relatives or not. Home can be any place that we feel like we want to like nurture and grow, or we feel nurtured and like we can grow. I don't think it matters what family you're born into. I think you can call home and family total strangers that you feel close to. Sometimes we don't find home or family until we're much, much older in life. But that seems to be kind of like what the North Node emphasis is for Cancer. And maybe it's expanding those terms like I just did, or maybe it's just finding what works for them. But that's more the North Node energy for Cancer. Okay, so what is the North Node message then for this final like push at the end of the year? We have Empress upright, we have the World, and we have the Lovers. 3 major arcana. This is big. We got Gemini, we got Capricorn, and we got Libra, Taurus. I would say, if ever, remember, I didn't intend this to be connected, right? Because the North Node message is different from the other that we just had. But we did have an emperor on the horizon, and we had kind of karmic justice coming into play. And now for the North Node message, we have an Empress, and we have a new beginning, specifically with possibly either a new lover or a new beginning in love, a more serious connection, a more serious love story on the horizon. All I can say is that I didn't intend these 2 stories to be connected in any way, shape, or form. They really shouldn't be on one hand, but it kind of feels like no matter what, we have a little bit of like a similar thread. At the end of this year, it's a good time to start leaning toward new beginnings, particularly in matters of the heart, and knowing one's worth. If Cancer needs to be able to realize like they nurture things in their world, they create an empire for themselves, the way they are impacts things in a positive light. They have the power to create whatever outcome they want. This is a character, I know it's not like we have the Magician, we don't have a card that speaks of manifesting exactly, but this is almost better because an Empress gives birth to the world that she wants. So I'm going to say this is like still in the manifestation category, but it's even a little bit more powerful. It's a little bit more like I have a little bit more intention about what I'm going to give birth to, and I'm going to start a new cycle in my life, and it's going to look different. I'm going to find a long-term partner that looks in the same direction that I choose to look in for building a future together. And I feel like Cancer in the latter part of this year is really stepping into a sense of confidence when it comes to love and romance and what quality of partner they want to find. And they are choosy and they are going to be picky about it, but they also know with confidence that their match is out there. There's like not even a question mark. There's so much confidence in this, and I absolutely love this. Beautiful. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. The Queen Bee, you're so adorable. Thank you, babe. Good to see you. RT, wonderful. I'm so glad. Hi, Lilabelle. Did you say the audio went away, hon? Oh, I don't know. I don't think that, did anybody else have my audio go away tonight? It could happen. I'm in a new place and everything's a little untested. Where today though, it seems like it's been pretty smooth. Shell Hamilton, love you too, babe. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so many times over, babe. Thank you so much, D'Artagnan. You are too much. You are so generous and so sweet always. And welcome again, AJ's Bare Feet and Shell. Oh, that's wonderful, Shell. You're on the Oregon coast for summer and then heading to SoCal. I remember you said that. Yeah. So you head down to SoCal next month. That's exciting. That's so awesome. Shell, yeah, Aries was like, he is a dog who likes adventure, so that's a huge plus. But he's also a dog who thinks he has to help me in everything that I do. So no matter what, he has to approve things, he has to sniff things, he has to sit on all the furniture as it gets moved. I tried really hard as we were moving stuff. I was like, okay, I'm going to put him in a back bedroom. He wasn't having any of it. He screamed. So then I was like, okay, how about if I put up the baby gate and I keep you in the kitchen? Nope, he screamed. He had to come outside and I had to strap his little leash to like a handrail where he'd kind of be out of the way. But even then, like we had to continuously like carry furniture around Aries. And that was the only way he would be happy. And it was like, we can't listen to him scream for hours. He has to observe us. And he would like watch every step and watch all the way down, putting it in the truck, coming back. I mean, it was hilarious, but so he was pretty exhausted because he really helped with the move. Zamari Cito, thank you so much for being here, babe. Nice to see you. You got the coolest name. Hi, Stephanie. You are so sweet. Yael, thank you. Yeah, I am so honored, Yael. I'm so fortunate. I think I've known you since the beginning of my channels, and thank you so much, Yael, for being such an incredibly like consistent and incredibly supportive, kind person. That goes for everybody here in this chat. I think I've known most of you for a long time now. Violet, Angel, Moon Pony, thank you again. Bellum B, Lena Bora, hi, sweetheart. Yeah, sorry to keep you guys waiting so long for this very first one of the week. Hi, Jem. Thank you, baby. So nice to see you. Oh, awesome. RT, is that your North Node in Cancer? I love that. Oh, that's so awesome. Shell, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, I am so honored. Shell, thank you. Fellbinder, thank you. Okay, good. I'm glad you were able to hear everything. Little bit. Hi, sweetheart. Thanks for popping in. I think it's been a nice evening. It's been so great to connect with everybody. I missed you guys while I was gone for a bit. But I am back, and now I need to pop back over to the other channel, and I still have to do a Pisces video tonight. I don't want to leave any zodiac out. And then tomorrow, my goal is actually to get all zodiacs done again tomorrow. We're just now getting caught up to where I would normally be in a week. So, hey, Rach, no, you're perfect timing, sweetheart. It's so good to see you. Yael, don't forget anytime, my friend. I hold a space for you. All right, you guys, take care. And if you're hanging out with me late, then I'll see you over on the other side on Kate's Regretless Life for a Pisces video. And then we'll do we got to get caught up on a today's topic as well tonight. And then I'll probably go catch some sleep because I'm starting to fade just a bit. A little bit. You popped in at just the perfect time also, though. All right, you guys, take care. Bye for now.